Hey guys, welcome back to Lens Life. In this video, I will show you guys everything you need to know about color grading in Filmora 9.
Okay, let's get straight into the color grading now. So we press this advanced color grading tool just right there. So let me explain you really quickly what this stuff all is. So this is the white balance. You have to fix this first. After that, well, you fixed it. You know, for example, I want it a little bit warmer, but of course this is way too warm, so you don't want to push that too far. Just a little bit, just something like that. And I want to push the greens a little bit as well because of, so you push the greens a little bit, but when I push this green, I can see his shirt also turning green. So we push it a little bit, not much. Then we go to HSL, hue, saturation, and lumens. So now we press this green button. So now all it will affect is greens. All it will affect is the greens. Everything else should stay. So see, now it turns bluish, and now it turns it more orangey. So, but if you do it saturation, well, it can boost it up completely, or it can completely remove it. And then with lumens, it just brightens up the greens, or it dials down the greens. That's all it does. So all of the effects is greens. So I want to basically push the greens a little bit, just a little bit, to just get the white balance correctly, you know. And you also have to check this histogram, because right now we will do first the light. The light is up next. So there's no things here, so we just want to push a tint a little bit. Maybe we can push this tint a little bit more, something like that. Perfect, I like this. So now all we do is we press the highlights. The highlights will only do the brightest sections of your footage. That's all it will do. Yeah, you can also start with color. We start with color, but we don't touch the saturation. That is all later. We want to have the exposure correctly now. So we first touch the exposure. The exposure brightens the whole image up. Look at that. Everything's pretty much unusable now. So yeah, it only does a little bit of the brightness. That's it. So there we go. Then we press the brightness as well. We push that one a little bit. Brightness does more of the mild colors. It doesn't brighten everything up. It's different, because look here, see, it's different. So we just push a little bit of the brightness and a little bit of exposure, maybe a little bit less exposure. Perfect. And the contrast, well, that one is super easy to understand, because all it does is it adds contrast and it removes. See, now there's no contrast whatsoever. It looks like a flat picture. And then if I do this, there's like too much contrast, and yeah, it looks ugly. So we just push. I like to push the contrast a little bit too far usually, so but I don't need to do that. So just a little bit, like 7 is perfect. Right now we don't touch this. The vibrance is also really easy. Touch the mild colors, but not the, and it leaves the saturated colors. For example, this. See, there's blue still here, and there's still yellow. So it won't touch all the colors, while saturation touches all the colors. But yeah, we just boom. We keep those on 0 for now. Now we apply a 3D LUT, because the white balance is perfect. So the 3D LUTs are really easy to get. I have a couple of them are downloaded. You can get them anywhere online. You can find, you know, them for free if you type them in on Google, so you can get a couple of those. Let me know if you want them down below. I can maybe share some links with you that shares these 3D LUTs. So yeah, you can just download those. But I usually don't use them that often, because they're really, really harsh. As you can see, this one, it's very, very contrasty and everything. So they're not the best, but, or like this one, they're not too good. I like the Filmora ones a lot, so they look really nice. I'm looking for the Star Wars one. Here we go. Because the Star Wars one is kind of my favorite. Oh yeah, wait, sorry, I forgot. Now when you apply the LUT, you definitely want to have it on a nice scene where the face is lit up perfectly, because you don't want anything to go wrong with the face. So right now the greens are a little bit too harsh, so we dial down this tint. Maybe even, yeah, something like that. Just turn it off. The tint's fine. See, like, because even the sweater is still okay. Now we go back to HSL, and maybe we even turn this one off. No, just, yeah, let's leave .6, because now the sweater is still blue, but I want to get this blue higher. So it's fine if you know, push these a little bit, you know, basically. So yeah. This is just a lumen, so it's just to brighten up. I thought I had the saturation slider, but didn't. So if I push this completely, it'll be very, very blue sweater. Very weirdly blue. But I do want to push it a little bit, so... And maybe... I do want a little bit of a more hue in it. So, just like so. And maybe brighten it up a little bit. Lumens is basically like brightness. Just adds light in it. And then there you go. That's how we color grade. But, look, this is not good. It's too dark, the footage. So right now we... Well, again... We add a little bit of brightness. Oh, you don't want that to push. Okay, greens are still okay. And we go to light because light has everything. Okay, so now let's go to the highlights because there are no highlights pretty much in this image. So you push the highlights a little bit. Let that come down a little bit. Just like so. You really look at this histogram right now because you don't want everything to be on this side. You want everything to flow nicely. So we also want to push those shadows a little bit brighter. Just like so. And the whites here are blown out, so we really want to turn down these whites a little bit. Just a little bit. And the blacks, we can push those a little bit further brighter. Just like so. You also look at this and this at the same time. Okay, and then if you want, after you color graded it, so this is color graded, and then I like to vignette, I believe that's what it's called, vignette, a little bit, so you can do amount. If you add, it goes white. If you go down, it's black. I like to usually add a little small one, just like so. Just a small one. Size 100 usually. That's nice part. Roundness is also nice because it rounds it up. But see, as you can see, it goes around now. And I like this oval shape here. Feather does something really annoying, I think. Usually, see, it just makes it. It's kind of like opacity really for the vignette, but I don't really like it. I usually just keep it at 50. I think that's the best. Then you can expose it still, whatever is in the circle. So now it's like overexposed, and then here it's underexposed. So as you can see, everything turns to the left. So I like to expose it just maybe a little bit, whatever is inside of it, just to get this histogram up, and then everything on this outside stays usually around the same. The highlights you can also dial down a little bit or dial back up if you want. For some images you want them to be brighter, and for some images you want them darker. So you just kind of play around until you find the nicest parts. I think I'm gonna go darker this one, just like so. And then after that, well, you can just save as preset, because or else you will have to do this all the time. And when you just save preset, you save it, for example, preset biker in the woods. Now you can press 1. Now you can also add a 1 or whatever just to number them, but I like to keep it like this for the first one, and then when I make another one I add a 2, just so I know that. Or if I have a special color, for example red, I would add red there. That's just a small tip you can do. And then you press OK, and you press OK here, and then just wait, let it load up, and there you go, you got yourself a color graded footage. So yeah, that is how simple it is. It is very simple. Let me just render this. There we go, rendered complete, and watch this. Much nicer, right? I like it.
If you guys ever used these tricks already before, then comment that down below. And also when you're there, maybe press the red subscribe button. I also want to really know who uses these techniques and who doesn't, because I think these techniques are pretty darn powerful and it makes your editing process much faster. So you can maybe give it a try if you don't use these. If you are using these, congrats. And if you use your own, then let me know which techniques you use down below. Thank you for watching.